Hey, First Alliance family, it's Pastor Tim here. And as we wrap up this week talking about growth, I have a question for you. Do you get concerned about how much or really how little you feel like you're growing in your faith, in your relationship with God? Think about that question, and I want to show you something in our house. Maybe you have one of these. This is where we keep track of how big our kids were on their birthdays. And as you think about growth, I wanted to show you an example of growth where our youngest, Stephen, he was always kind of small. And so like here is Stephen at 11 years old. But up here, here's Jason at 11 years old. And way up here further is Brian at 11 years old. And so Stephen, sadly for him at that point in his life, was always aware of how much shorter he was. And yet he grew. He ended up growing, and he's taller than me now. Most people are. But the point is that eventually he grew when his body was ready, and when it happened to happen for him, he grew. And so that question I asked earlier, are you ever concerned or worried about your spiritual growth? Well, my encouragement to you, and almost a challenge to you, is to not be. There's a couple passages I want to encourage you to look at. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, where Paul talks about how he watered and Apollos planted, but God is the one that makes it grow. God's the one that makes us grow. And then we're reminded in Ephesians chapter 1 that all the things that happen in our lives are according to God's purposes for us, according to His will for us. He is at work. So if you think about and wonder, why am I not growing, or I don't feel like I'm growing, or I wonder if I'm growing, trust that God is doing it. There's watering going on, there's planting going on, but trust that God is making it grow. He really is at work in your life, making those things happen. I hope that encourages you this week as we wrap up talking about growth. And this Sunday, remember that this Sunday is our last pre-recorded service Sunday. We start live services on Sunday, June 14th. Also, this Sunday is Communion Sunday, and if you need elements, you'd like to get elements, you can find those at the church front porch in a container there. Also this Sunday, remember that online at 6 p.m. is our online annual meeting. So our last pre-recorded church service is this Sunday. It's Communion Sunday this Sunday, and then the online annual meeting happens at 6 p.m. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you Sunday.